Welcome to today's webinar, everybody. My name's Nathan Batchelor. I'm a co-founder and the head of trading at Biyond. I'm also joined today by Birkin, who's also one of the co-founders and basically the general manager of Biyond. And today we're going to be splitting the duties between each other, explaining various parts of Biyond and our specialities. So before I begin, I'd obviously like to welcome you here, and I'm going to go through the disclaimer, and then we're going to get started. Beyond Trader LLC is strictly a research publishing firm. The information we publish is educational and based on our opinions, plus our quantitative models, statistical and financial data, and independent research. This service is not registered with any financial regulatory agency, such as the SEC or any other organization or governmental body. By using our platform or our services, you acknowledge that we do not provide personalized recommendation or advice. Alternative asset classes are volatile investments and carry significant risk. Please do your own research before making any financial decisions. Okay, so today we're going to basically be giving you an overview of Biyond. We appreciate that lots of new subscribers have recently come in through the AppSumo campaign. And again, thank you very much for joining us. And today we hope to really get you up to speed on our project, on our product, and get to know us a little bit better. So first of all, we'll be starting off with the Biyond overview. In case you want to know about the indicators a little bit more in depth, Birkin here is going to be going through the quantitative framework, explaining them much more than you may be able to yourself. And after that, I'm going to be going through a little bit more about myself and my trading style, just in case you've started to follow my daily newsletter or my signals. And after that, we'll be going through some of the key features of the platform and some of the upcoming features, and then we'll probably have a Q&A session if you do have any questions after the webinar. But I believe it's going to be all self-explanatory, although, you know, you're very welcome to ask us anything today, as we're very open. So let's start with an overview of Biyond and who we are. We're basically a market intelligence platform. We've kind of devised these cutting-edge indicators, and also we've brought it all together with my analysis. And I think, to be honest with you, is one of the best products out there for market intelligence. And we hope that as you get to use the platform and get to know it, you're going to feel the same. About myself, I'm a former Forex trader. I've been trading now for nearly 20 years, and I started to become very interested in Bitcoin in around 2016. I started to backtest some methods and do pretty well. I went on to work for a leading research company in the United States, and I started to basically give signals for their clients, and I was part of the analysis team. And from there, I actually met Birkin, who was one of the subscribers there, and he made some quite substantial money on some of my trade recommendations. And from there, we kind of forged Biyond. Birkin himself, he's a very knowledgeable trader, and quickly becoming a force to be reckoned with in the DMARC indicator, and indeed the indicators that he's made himself. He has a background of fintech on Wall Street, venture capital, investing, and entrepreneur. He has an MBA from Wharton, and he's really integral and the backbone of Biyond and the driving force. And again, he's somebody who's very available at any time to your requests or needs as a subscriber. So basically, a bit more about Biyond. We do have a hedge fund practice. We won't say too much about that today, but we do manage the money of some quite substantial clients in Turkey. And our market intelligence platform is really based on sharing our retail knowledge and our indicators with you, and trying to make it as good as possible. And today, a big part of that is going to be explaining a lot about the market intelligence platform. As you know, there is a Discord for Biyond. I would say, admittedly, myself, I'm not as active on it as I should be. I think for myself, as you come to get to know me, if there's something interesting to be said, then I'll say it. Otherwise, I'll probably keep quiet. But for me, for my discipline and my trading strategy, I tend just to speak when I think I really understand what's going on in the market, although I'll try to post there as much as possible. And again, on the various different channels, you can obviously access the webinar, you can ask questions, you can look at the analysis, and there's the signals coming through. And like I say, you can reach myself or Birkin and the support team anytime that you want to. I think with that, I'm going to hand it over to Birkin, and probably one of the more interesting parts of the webinar. He's going to go through the quantitative framework and also our indicators. Over to you, Birkin.
All right, thank you. I think you'll have the control of the slides. If you don't mind, Nathan, jump to the next slide. Okay, awesome. So I just want to talk about Bitcoin and its returns a bit. If we look back in the history, Bitcoin has proven to be the greatest investment in human history. If you put your money and wait, don't sell it, just keep it, you make significant amount of returns. It beats every other asset class out there. It has a Sharpe ratio, median Sharpe ratio over 2. In bull markets, this Sharpe ratio increases up to 6. So this is an awesome and really interesting asset class. Obviously, you cannot just put your money, for most of us, in Bitcoin and just wait forever. We have to support our lifestyle, so we have to be in and out of the market to actually, we need the capital. So timing Bitcoin is extremely important. However, Bitcoin is a very volatile and difficult asset. It has drawdowns up to 80% in bear market. So you cannot, if you are going to take out your money out of Bitcoin, you've got to time it really well. Otherwise, you might end up losing your entire capital. So next slide, please, Nathan. In Biyond, our main research and development thesis is all about actually minimizing the drawdowns in crypto, achieve target Sharpe ratio over 2. That gives us returns around 400% per year. So what we thought initially when we started Biyond, we thought because Bitcoin has such a high Sharpe ratio, all we have to do actually minimize the drawdowns. If we can lower the drawdowns and bring it from 80% to 30%, even 20%, and still achieve this similar Sharpe ratio, then our returns will be just tremendous and keep beating the market. So this is our main thesis, and that's where we do research. Next slide, please, Nathan. So our first indicator is Biyond Atlas. It predicts overbought and oversold conditions. It is a very advantageous indicator because it is more frequent than widely used crypto indicators such as 200-week moving average, MVRV, hold waves. It is factor-based. It mainly looks at blockchain data. In blockchain, it follows money flows, volume. It analyzes what whales are doing. When the money is moving, it gets notified. So basically, it's a blockchain-based indicator. It mainly supports discretionary conviction levels. We have signals produced by Biyond Atlas. However, the returns are not as good as we hoped it would be. The Sharpe ratio is about 1.65, annualized returns around 100%, which looks very attractive, which is correct. It has a maximum drawdown around 30%. We use 2 times leverage in this indicator. The signal win rate is about 44%. The problem with Biyond Atlas, it is predictive, but it lags trend changes. It might have multiple weeks of drawdown, and it's only applicable for Bitcoin and Ethereum ecosystem coins. We have not completed our research to trade other blockchain networks yet, but we are still working on it. The interesting part about this indicator, as you can see on the screen, when the index in the red region, it means the market sentiment is bad. It is so bad that a local bottom is likely. When the index is rising, that means the market is getting worse. When the index is dropping, the market is getting better. But if the index is in the red zone, that doesn't mean we found a bottom. It just means the market sentiment is bad and could stay bad as long as it is in the red region. What encourages us to take positions in the red region is when the index starts decreasing. That means the bearish momentum is losing steam. And as soon as it moves to the neutral zone and even moves further down to the green zone, that means the market sentiment is improved, and that we expect higher and higher prices. And the same thing for the green zone is vice versa. When the index is moving down, it's bullish. When the index moving back up, that means if in green zone, it means the bullish momentum is decreasing. Basically, there's a divergence. And as soon as it moves out of the green zone, we should be looking to take profit or to see where the index going for the in the short time. Basically, this is a very good discretionary tool. It has a great Sharpe ratio, but I'll talk about Sharpe ratios even more in the next couple slides. But we mainly use it for discretionary trading rather than algorithmic trading. Next slide, please, Nathan. So as you can see, this is on our platform as well. When you go to the Biyond Atlas, there is a link there. It says track record. If you click on it, you will see our fact sheet and the returns of Biyond Atlas signals. It's pretty attractive, actually. It beats most of our competitors. It's a great indicator. But again, around other indicators perform better. So we typically use Biyond Atlas as a discretionary tool. Next slide, please, Nathan. Biyond Atlas current status, let's talk about what it says currently today. Currently, we are still in the red zone, but it is decreasing. That means we are slowly getting out of the red zone, and the bearish momentum is coming to an end. Typically, when the index moving down out of the red zone, we typically see very good value opportunities, and we typically invest our own money and our clients' money, start accumulating, and we ride the market until the index moves down to the green zone. Again, currently the index is decreasing, which suggests weakening bearish momentum. That also indicates potential value investment opportunity. Next slide, please, Nathan. Our next indicator that we want to talk about today is Vanguard. Vanguard is a momentum indicator. It lags. It's preventive, but not predictive as Biyond Atlas. It is not factor-based. It's only the data comes from centralized exchanges, does not feed from blockchain. The Sharpe ratio is low for altcoins with smaller market cap. So the Vanguard mostly works for high volume coins like XRP, Solana, Ethereum, Bitcoin, Link, AVAX. But when you try to apply Vanguard in small market cap coins, it doesn't work as good. It gives us very high conviction levels for trend following. It has very high win rates, low drawdown, and can be optimized for all crypto assets. And also it occasionally works for large mega cap traditional assets like gold, Apple, Tesla, and such. Vanguard has a very high Sharpe ratio, especially weekly Vanguard. If you just follow the weekly Vanguard, you simply make money and you avoid market downturns. Green means stay in the market. Blue means either ready to turn into cash or get ready to go long on Bitcoin or any crypto asset that you are utilizing Vanguard for. Orange means you should be getting ready to short the market, and when it is red, you should definitely be out of the market or shorting the market. If just you follow these simple rules, you get analyzed returns of 60% at the minimum. You avoid market downturns with a high win rate above 60%. And annualized returns seem to be low, but again, if you consistently win 60% over a year and over, year over year, I'm sorry, I couldn't spell it out. So it is a great indicator. What happens is that we combine weekly Vanguard with lower time frame Vanguard indicators. We merge them all together, then we are able to achieve much higher and much frequent trades and returns. Next slide, please, Nate. Vanguard is optimized for Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, SUI, Link, XRP, and BNB, but it is applicable for all assets. We just optimized for these assets, so they work better on these digital asset classes. Vanguard weekly and 3-day have the best risk-reward ratio, meaning highest Sharpe ratio are on the weekly and 3-day time frames. However, 8-hour and 12-hour generates better returns, more returns due to frequent trading. However, the Sharpe ratio is lower for 8-hour and 12-hour time frames in Vanguard. Next slide, please, Nathan. We also have Firefly Alpha, which helps us to time the entry points when we want to take a position. We try to follow Firefly Alpha to find out whether it's the right time to get into the market. When you see these green candles as high as possible, that means there is high momentum in the market. And if the price level is right, we will love to, we'll try to catch these moments to get into the market. Next slide, please, Nathan. What we do is based on Vanguard, lower and higher time frames, we pick or select top trading opportunities for all the coins we cover in our platform, which is about 150 coins. So we automatically alert you or put these opportunities on our website. These are not really for trading, but it is to use in your discretionary trading. When you want to take a position, you could just check Vanguard multiple time frames. If they line up, that means there's a investment opportunity, and you could confirm these investment opportunities with the track record that we publish regularly and real time, so that you can see the performance of these signals. Next slide, please, Nathan. We also have coin-specific pages where you can see long-short ratio. Nathan often refers to and looks at. We list out if there's an active signal in Biyond Atlas, Vanguard, or Nathan's discretionary signal. We kind of try to summarize all the data we have for a particular coin. At the bottom of this page, I don't have it on the slides, we also collect all the news around this coin so that we give you a full picture on what's going on with this particular asset. Next slide, please, Nathan. We've also wrote a white paper. It's called Quantitative Framework. It's published on our website, on our platform. We try to give you guys or give our subscribers some guidance on how to use these indicators, when to get into position in long-term, short-term, medium-term time frames. Please go read through it. It gets a bit complicated, to be frank. Unfortunately, there are lots of data out there, lots of indicators. So we try to summarize the guide for you. But what we realized, Nathan, next slide, please, is look at the charts. Even though we've got just a couple of indicators, the cases gets very complicated to follow. So if you want to dig deep into it, that's great. We thought it could be really beneficial for our users to understand when and what these indicators are trying to tell you. For long-term, medium-term, and short-term investors, Nathan, we could skip the next two, please. What we finally decided to do, we have this white paper giving and listing out all the rules on how these indicators behave. Because this white paper or the rule set, it gets too complicated for a regular trader or for somebody who doesn't follow the market that closely. It gets really difficult and really also almost impossible to follow. So what we did is we take all this data, we take all our indicators, we take all that guide, and we feed it into ChatGPT, and we tell ChatGPT, hey, listen, this is the guide. These are the news about a particular coin. This is what Nathan is saying today, or he's been saying over a couple of weeks. And please summarize this information into in 200 words and give a guidance to whomever is asking a question. Basically, we are teaching our investment guide into ChatGPT so that we can answer your questions following our framework in a simple, fast way. The Nirmata is capable of answering questions for all 150 coins, and I think this tool is going to get even further developed. And our world is changing with these AI tools and AI capabilities. We hope to be at the cutting edge of this incoming revolution and technology. Nathan, next, please. Next slide.
Yeah. Thanks, Birkin. I think it's over for me. So I thought you might find it a little bit interesting to know a little bit more about my style and obviously a bit more about me in case you didn't know me before. We do have a YouTube channel for Biyond. We basically repost some of the webinars on there. I'm very reluctant to be any type of influencer or media person, and I often joke with Birkin that I give away half my salary if nobody knows who I am. So that's just a joke in between myself and Birkin. But obviously, because we are out there in the public eye, I have to go out there, and occasionally I do interviews. I'm quoted in magazines and things like that. But in terms of having a massive social presence, that's something we're working on. And like I say, I'm reluctantly dipping my toe into there. So as the platform grows, expect to probably see me more out in media and things like that. So the YouTube is probably forefront at the moment if you want to catch me outside of Biyond. A little bit about my style. So this is very basically how I look at the market. It's much more complicated than that, but just to summarize it in a couple of points. So on-chain data, I always look out for what whales are doing and across various metrics, what categories are holding, what's going on in certain data on the blockchain, such as daily active address activity, token age consumed, supply holder data and things like that. Sentiment analysis, if sentiment is very, very skewed in one direction, it normally gives me a clue that there's going to be some type of reversal in the market, i.e. the market is overheated or oversold or something like that. The price action, for me, price action is everything. It served me so well over the years, watching Bitcoin basically every day. I think for maybe nearly 9 years or so. So I really have a good feel of the price action. Not so much intraday, but in terms of intraday, it's very easy to get tricked out. The market can come down and wipe you out $2,000 and then go $10,000 dollars in the other direction. So I'm not really so much interested in intraday movements, but the overall feeling of the market. It may sound strange to say if you haven't been trading for a while, but I get a very good feel of the market by how the numbers move and just generally how I feel about the strength of the various trend at the moment. I look at price action. Outside of that, patterns are very key for me. If you've been following my newsletter lately, you'll be noticing that this Wyckoff pattern that I've been mentioning has been playing out. And And during the educational webinars on the Sunday, I normally go through various topics, but we'll certainly get to patterns and the certain patterns that I look for that repeat themselves in market. And also something that I've come to notice as being as a discretionary trader, and that you need to rely on a few indicators. And obviously the indicators that we've got, Vanguard and Atlas, I say that completely unbiased. If I wasn't co-founder of Biyond, I'd be looking at them anyway. I think the weekly time frame for Biyond is fantastic. If you have a look at something like the 3-day, it's been orange since January, and every move that's come up has basically faded away. Or rather the 3 days been orange or red. So there's been absolutely zero buy signal, and all of the moves have retraced back. So things like the 3-day are really like exemplary to look at, and the weekly obviously is such a huge standout. And we made substantial amounts of money for our clients just following the weekly buy signal last year after the election. So there's some really good points there, and Atlas in itself is very, very interesting to watch. I incorporate it in my analysis, and obviously it's been dropping lately, and the market is trying to recover. So it seems to correlate very, very well. In terms of a little bit more about me, I am Mr. Extreme Patience. I used to try to give signals every month, and I did it very effectively. And that is really somewhere where I've learned a hell of a lot of patience. I'm much more of a medium-term style trader nowadays. So, but because of the platform, and we do have the short-term capabilities there, if I feel compelled or there is something very compelling to trade, I will issue short-term signals. Um, I think my track record when I was at the research company that I previously worked at can easily achieve 100% gains on the best years with short-term trading methods. But I much prefer the medium-term style, to be honest with you, and long-term style. It seems to suit with me, and I can obviously, given the volatility, it helps you navigate it much more. In terms of targets every year, to be honest with you, 10% is probably too low. Anywhere between 30 and maybe 50%, I'm very, very happy with. And in terms of a win ratio or a risk to reward ratio, I'm certainly looking to uh, if I'm going to risk $1, I'm certainly hoping to get for it back something in that nature. So that those are kind of the criteria that I set by. If the market looks very good, as I say, the short-term signals will increase. I do feel it's a folly to trade the market every day. I don't know anybody who's ever been able to do it consistently using large amounts of money. So I would say the game for me is very much medium and long term, and for most people who are successful as well. So that's kind of a little bit more about my style. Altcoins, I think Litecoin, I used to like to trade, not so much now. I'd like to replace that with something like Solana, Chainlink, XRP, Ethereum, Binance coins. These are all very tradable coins. I tend to pick maybe 5 things that I specialize in, ideally one. But I appreciate people want more action out there. If it was down to me, I'd probably focus on just 1 or 2. But I know that people want action on multiple coins, so that's kind of what I try to do. Influence, I very much follow my own thoughts. I don't I really give a damn about what anybody else says. I will listen to Birkin, of course, and we discuss the market at length. But I will do my best to shield myself from what anybody else is saying, and I'll look to our indicators and my own experience, because I feel if you can't learn from your own experience, then you're just treading water. So if I'm listening to what other people are saying to get my trading ideas, then what the hell am I doing as a head trader of a company? So I must learn from my own experience, and then my duty is then to hand that down, the experience and the knowledge that I've learned, and various people who I've taught through the years, or I've been subscribed to my services. They've come back and really thanked me, and they've been able to manage their own portfolio based on just some of the basic steps that I do. It's not overly complicated what I know, what I do, but it just requires discipline and patience. And like I say, the goal, ideally, 50% a year. I'm over the moon, and that's not suggesting our signals in any way. That's just my personal portfolio, and also our institutional money, which I say I'd be very that's a very good year for us. So a little bit more about how I see things. So this is what we did last year in terms of the big trading idea. So if you have a look at the red price channel there, uh, last year I was looking for the price to travel in between these two channels. I think maybe a better place to start would be 2003, because 2003 we had the crypto crash in late 2022 and early 2023. And it was a very confusing market for everybody because crypto was in disarray, FTX was up in the air, and there was it wasn't a great time for crypto. So what I was basically looking for was a breakout above this trend line, and then I was looking for a move back into that price channel that I mentioned earlier. So the signal was clear after two attempts. If we were going to break through there, we were highly likely to move through there. And I think we captured around 30+% for our clients, just trading the breakout of that white line. So that's like very basically what I was looking for. And last year, I was looking for the market to travel in between these two spaces. I even named the month and the dates that it was going to happen in terms of where we were going to go to test the top. So we looked to get long around 60,000, fully expected that there may be some type of lower correction towards 50, and we tested towards the bottom of the channel. We subsequently recovered. Trump won. Crypto was obviously in vogue, and then we moved towards 100,000, and it was a fantastic year for us. So it moved in the space that I was very much expecting. In case you're wondering, this retest that we've recently had of the breakout zone of the consolidation phase from last summer. That was something that I've been looking for and calling for, although by no means were we just sitting around and waiting for it. We deployed some of our capital at higher levels just in case it didn't happen, and we've subsequently put the rest in now that that retest is held. So I'll be looking for one or two things. First of all, I'd be looking for a move above the first green line, which is around about 102,000. If that starts to hold, I'll be looking towards the next bona fide trend line and a breakout above the channels that I just showed you, which probably comes in at around about 110,000 today. And the first target would be 139,000, and that would be from the lows to the high. If it hit 139,000, that'd be an 86% gain. I defy most people who are able to pinpoint that exactly from 74 to 139. But if we can get as close to it as possible, then I think we're doing our job very, very well. And the indication is here is if we break above that top trend line, there is zero resistance left on the price chart. Thus we go parabolic. Thus we go towards the 200,000 level. So that's something that I'm very much looking at and keenly watching to see if Bitcoin is going to recover in the next couple of days. I think probably Birkin is best. Oh no, actually, I'm going to cover the short-term signals. So I've recently issued some short-term signals. Solano is doing fairly well, and over the last couple of days, so I'm expecting Solano, based on its fundamentals, to go higher. Like I say, very rarely I give the signals out, but if I feel compelled to, and I think that our subscribers are going to make some good money, then I'll give out the signal. The same for Bitcoin. And also you can see on the short-term trader list, we also have our own automated signals issued by Vanguard go on there. They don't always align with mine, so apologies if it can be quite confusing. But you can see here as well, Atlas gives some fantastic signals, as it did for Ethereum in the below middle box, and also for Bitcoin. So there's a variety of signals you can follow. If you don't like me, I don't take that personally at all, and perhaps you prefer the automated style of trading that we go. But for me, I just like to give it a human touch, and myself and Birkin were a combination. He's a technological expert. I'm probably somebody who should be in a trading pit 20 years ago, and not in this world of technology, but I have my sets of skills. Birkin has his, and we seem to complement each other very well. So that's kind of how it all fits together, and in terms of Vanguard, it's done very, very well with Solana. We're very excited about Solana this year. We think it could do great things. We're personally both invested in it, both as a company and also individually. So we're very excited to see that. And obviously you can have a look at the short-term trading data for some of our coins, how we've got on with our system and also mine over time. And you can do that by accessing the platform anytime. I'll hand it over to Birkin, and he can explain about the upcoming features.
All right, thank you, Nathan. So we are a startup. We formed Beyond just a couple years ago. We have a lot of things that we envision. We want to complete. There's such a big to-do list on our tables. But in the near term, and next slide, please, Nathan. In the near term, we want to get our mobile application up, available for our users. We've been mostly available on Discord. We know that there is a big community in Telegram, so we want to start getting involved and opening a channel in Telegram. We want to, because we currently generate a lot of signals for every coin on a daily basis. It is hard for us users to follow all these signals. So we are gonna help you guys to customize and pick and choose the coins and the time frames you want, so that you can get notified if you are a long-term, short-term, or medium-term trader based on these indicators. We finished the development. We are testing. It should be up soon. I'm a big DeMark person. We want to have DeMark available to our users. However, there are licensing issues with DeMark owner. They don't like having other parties, third parties, publish their DeMark indicator. So we are trying to find a way to best utilize this indicator and get that information across to you. We are subscribed to Symbolic, owned by DeMark. If you want to follow DeMark there, you are welcome to just sign up to their website and get the indicator. We want to have our own ETF portfolios. We want to optimize our Vanguard, Biyond Atlas, and build portfolios of coins in different verticals, like layer 1, layer 2, NFTs, and other DeFi popular spaces in the crypto, so that users can actually follow portfolios rather than just following a simple coin. So that is in the works as well. We've hired a couple people in last month. We are working on getting an opportunity for that month to you in a detailed report with quantitative and discretionary detail. We want to identify the best opportunity for that period, for that month, and get you that opportunity with detailed research we do on that particular coin. I think it's a very exciting product. We hope to roll that out in a couple of months. And lastly, next slide, please, Nathan. I want to talk about. Yeah, we talked about mobile app. Next slide. This mobile app should be available on Android and iOS in 1 or 2 months. Nathan, next slide, please. Lastly, I want to talk about what plans we have for Nirmata. Currently, Nirmata only supports text, like ChatGPT. You ask a question, it answers. But now the technology is available in AI. We could respond with video, voice, charting. We are currently including support and resistance levels on price action on a chart, and Nirmata will be responding to you with visuals, and that will follow with videos and voiceover. So that this is awesome technology. This AI thing amazes me every day, and I hope to, as I mentioned, I hope to be have Beyond State this cutting edge technology and deliver to you guys the best product, best service in the near future with all these AI tools. Next slide, please, Nathan. I think we are towards the end. Thank you very much for people who've come through AppSumo. We currently have an AppSumo deal going on. It's a lifetime plan. These prices, we think they are actually very attractive. They offer great value. The reason we decided to work with AppSumo is actually to get our name and brand out there. build an early community, and start word of mouth if we are successful. And this is a fast track to build a community, actually. So we like the idea. I don't think this deal will go on more than a couple of months, but let's see what our AppSumo people, our partners, says, and if they want to continue, we'll reconsider. But so far, so good. I mean, we love having new users in our system, and we enjoy it. Next slide, please, Nathan. If you have come through AppSumo, and if you like what we have to offer, and if you like our service, we will really appreciate if you put some reviews on AppSumo so that we have objective feedback, and we hear what you think about our platform. If it is good, great. If it is bad, we would love to find out about it so that we can correct ourselves and improve beyond. So we will really appreciate reviews if you have the time. And we'll stop here and answer some of your questions if you have any.
Yeah, I believe we have one coming about Android access, Birkin. So I think there might be, if you don't mind to answer that, are we building a Android app?
Yes, we will be.
Excellent. Yeah, if anybody else has any questions, please don't feel shy to reach out to us. If you don't want to do it on a public forum, then you're very welcome to reach out to us on Discord or email anytime. We don't mind answering questions. We're pretty much 24/7 here. So yeah, if you have any questions that you can't think of now, you can always reach us anytime on email or Discord. So
A
yeah,
simple, quick note. Nathan, he is a UK citizen. Currently, he's in London. I'm an American citizen and a Turkish citizen. I go back and forth. It's hard to catch me on the same time zone all the time. But Nathan mostly is at around UTC time.
thanks, Birkin. Yeah, sure. So yeah, feel free to reach out to us anytime. We're very approachable, and anything that you need, please do let us know. So yeah, if there's no further questions, thank you very much for joining today. I hope you're enjoying Beyond, and yeah, we'll continue to strive to make the platform better, and hopefully we'll be getting some really good market conditions soon. Okay,
Thank you.
thank you very much. Thank you. See you soon. Thank you. Bye.